Hi students, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the second PU chemistry chapter, chemical kinetics. Before discussing about this chapter, we have to know in first PU we learn thermodynamics and chemical equilibrium. So in first PU thermodynamics, what it deals with? It deals with the feasibility of the reaction, nothing but possibility of the reaction. That means the chemical reaction either takes place or not in the given set of conditions. And then secondly, chemical equilibrium. So chemical equilibrium deals with direction of reaction or extent of reaction completed. That means what amount of reaction completed or what direction the reaction moved during the process. Okay. So then these two chapters or topics cannot gives the information about the speed of the reaction and what factors affect the speed of the reaction and what way, that means mechanism, the reaction is continued. Okay, so all these things we can learn in chemical kinetics. That means chemical kinetics deals with the rate of the reaction, nothing but speed of the reaction or velocity of the reaction. Along with that, what factors affect the chemical reaction and in which way or which path it leads the reactions, nothing but simply the mechanism of the reactions. Okay, so where we derived these kinetics means? The kinetics means derived from the Greek language kinesis, that means movement. Kinesis means movement. Okay, so in chemical kinetics we can't study the rapid reactions, that means the reaction takes place in the fraction of seconds, and also we can't study the reactions takes place in the very slow process, nothing but slowest reactions. Okay, so but here we are deals with the reactions takes place in moderate speed, nothing but slow reactions. Okay, so let me see these reactions. So in these rapid reactions, you can consider all ionic reactions. For example, AgNO3 plus Ki gives rise to AgI and KNO3. So it is the very fast reaction. It takes place in a fraction of seconds. So such type of reactions we cannot study in the chemical kinetics. In the same manner, very slow reactions, that is the rusting of iron. Actually, in your daily life you will observe one piece of iron metal, if you throw outside to rust, it needs at least 3 to 4 days. Correct, no? So such type of reactions need very lot of time, hence these reactions are also we can't study in the chemical kinetics. But we learn the reactions takes place in the moderate speed. Okay. So here in the moderate reactions, first we have to know, so what is the rate of reaction? So rate of reaction means changing molar concentration of reactants or products with respect to time. That means what it indicates, if you are consider the certain concentration of the reactants at a time t is equal to 0, they cannot react. That means percentage of concentration of reactants is 100% and products is 0%. Let them to react for some time. Later on that, the concentration of reactants is X. nothing but if you are considered 100%, then the concentration of products becomes 100 minus X. So now you can consider concentration of products is X. Before that I said concentration of reactants is X. Okay. Then if you are considered here, R gives us to P. At time T is equal to 0, its concentration is 100% and the product's concentration is 0%. Okay. At time T is equal to seconds, T seconds, then it will becomes 100 minus X. It will become the X. That means with the change with the time, the concentration of both reactants and products is going to change. So that is known as the rate of the reaction. So change in molar concentration, final concentration minus initial concentration, R2 minus R1. The change in time is T2 minus T1. And as usual, what amount of reactants concentration decreases, same amount of products will form. So that is the change in products takes place. Hence, the molar concentration of products change is of P2 minus P1 divided by T2 minus T1. We can mention like this. Okay. So I think you understood up to this point. Okay. So then changing rate of reaction dr by dt is equal to, so R2 minus R, that is a change in concentration of reactants, because here R1 greater than the R2, hence it will becomes minus Vr, change in the concentration of reactants with respect to time dt. And then here P2, the products is larger than P2 greater than the initial concentration of products, hence it will become the plus d P by dt, change in time T2 minus T1 you can consider as a delta T. So that is the change in molar concentration of reactants and the products with respect to time. That is also known as the rate of the reaction. Okay, so we can mention rate is equal to dr by dt is equal to minus dr by dt, that equals to plus dp by dt. Then we can get the doubt, why here minus? I said already, so R1 at initial time 100% if you are considered, and R2 later on that it will decrease us to 50%. So then 50 R1 R2 minus R1 100% means, so minus, that means rate concentration of reactants decreases with interval of the time. In the same manner, products P1 and P2 if you are considered, first at T is equal to 0, P1 is 0, after some time it will becomes 50% because the reactants are reacted, hence P2, that is of 50 minus 0, 50, that will be positive. That means concentration of products increases with the time and concentration of reactants decreases with the time. So that is the rate of the reaction. Now we can write some of the reactions in terms of the rate of a reaction. So for example, if you are consider some example, H2 plus I2 gives us to HI, if you are consider this one. So in terms of rate of reaction, first we can mention dr by dt. Okay, then that equals to concentration of reactants, that is the reactants of H2 and I2, you can mention minus, because it is the reactants, so hence you have to mention minus d of, in the place of our reactant here H2 divided by change with time, that is always say dt, that equals to, so once again one more reactant I2, so once again minus dr by dt in the place of what you can consider I minus di by dt, that is equals to plus products dp by dt, that means so in the place of products how to mention hi divided by dt, then we can get down. So here so where is 2, so here H2 and I2 1 moles, 1 mole of H2 and 1 mole of I2 reacts together gives the 2 moles of HI. That one have to make into stoichiometric coefficient, hence the 2 moles is balanced to 1 mole by considering 1 by 2. Okay, so then it will 0.5 moles of HI equals to 1 mole of I2 and 1 mole of H2. So like this we can write rate of reaction for any chemical reactions. Now one more example, N2 plus 3H2 is to 2NH3. To this how to write rate of the reaction, we can mention like this, change in rate dr by dt equals, same as usual in the place of R how to mention N and H, so d of N2 divided by dt, that equals to minus 1 by 3 d of H2 divided by dt, that is equals to 1 by 2 d of NH3 divided by dt. So you can write like this. See here N2 is the 1 mole, so but H2 is a 3 mole, so make it equals to concentration of N2, so it will divide with the 3, that will it will become 0.33 moles of H2 is equals to 1 mole of N2. Okay, in the same manner here we are making is a 1 by 2. So now it's an stoichiometrically balanced rate of a reaction. Okay, I think you understood. So what is the rate of reaction? How to write rate of reaction for the given chemical reactions? I think you would understood the rate of a reaction. Now we can move on to the SI unit for rate of a reaction. So what is the SI unit we can use for the rate of a reaction? So to know SI unit, just have to know the definition for rate of a reaction. Rate is equal to change in molar concentration of the reactants or products. Correct? No? That means very simply we can say concentration of reactants. Correct? No? Concentration of reactants or product, nothing but concentration with respect to time. We come to know concentration with respect to time. So time T. Correct? No? So then what is the normal SI unit of concentration? We can say concentration means we know the number of moles of solute dissolved in particular volume of solvent or 1 liter of water. So then concentration we can say mole per liter. Correct? No? Or 1 mole we can say mole per dm3. Correct? No? Mole per dm3. So that is the SI unit of concentration. Then time. SI unit you know already, that is the seconds. Correct? No? So then we can rearrange our seconds transfer to numerator. The second becomes the per second, then SI unit becomes mole per liter per second or mole per dm cube per second. So like this you can determine SI unit for the rate of the reaction. So just definition you come to know, then you can easily understand what is the assignment. So rate means change in molar concentration of reactants or products with respect to time. So concentration by time. Very simple formula. So concentration is you know, so that is a mole per liter or mole per dm cube. Correct? No? So we can mention like this. The time, that is the seconds. Okay. So when seconds transfer to numerator, it will become mole per liter per second or mole per dm cube per second. So that is the SI unit of rate of a reaction. Topic, that is the average and instantaneous rate of a reaction. So average and instantaneous rate of a reactions we can study in different time conditions. In the very first one, average rate of a reaction. So here average rate of a reaction means the rate of a reaction studied in regular intervals of a time. So that means you have to understand if the rate of the reaction, if you are consider the rate of the reaction, that's the time T1, T2 and T3. Okay. So then you know at the time T is equal to 0, the concentration of reactants is 100%. Okay. And then keep on changing and convert it into products. So here first 0 to T1, that means T0 to T1. So what is the change in concentration of reactants takes place? And then T1 to T2. So what is the change in concentration of reactants? So here the time interval 0 to T1 is, if you are considered, for example, it is the 200 seconds. 200 seconds. Okay, it is the 200 seconds. Then T1 to T2 also 200 seconds. It will become regular interval. 0 to T1 is 200 seconds. T1 to T2 is here 400 seconds. The main difference 400 minus 200, 200 seconds. And T3 600 seconds. So 200, 200, 200. So it is the regular intervals of time. In these regular intervals of time, what is the change in concentration of reactants or even the products also takes place? So that is known as the average rate of a reaction. So what we said, the change in molar concentration of reactants or products with regular intervals of time. So regular intervals means the time is the fixed. One T1 to T2 is the time fixed, and T2 to T3 is also a time is fixed. So that is the average rate of a reaction. So then what is the instantaneous rate of a reaction? Here instantaneous rate of a reaction means, instantaneous rate of a reaction means the rate of a reaction takes place at particular interval of a time. That means you can study, so here 0 to 200 seconds, you can't study up to 199 seconds. Then just you are considering only 200 seconds. In this 200 seconds, what is the rate of the reaction? Just in 1 second, no? So we neglected the 199 seconds, only just we are considering the 200 second and studied in that time. So in that second, what is the rate of the reaction? No, then we are moving to the, sorry, we are not considered 400 seconds, then we are going to the 300 seconds. So 0 to 299 seconds we are left aside, and in the 300 seconds, so what is the concentration change in reactants or products? So that is known as the, what we say, instantaneous rate of a reaction. Okay, so just definitions you come to know. So average rate of a reaction means change in molar concentration of reactants or of products with regular intervals of it. Regular intervals of it. That means particular interval of time. Okay, so that is the average rate of a reaction. Then instantaneous rate of a reaction means the change in molar concentration of reactants or products takes place very short interval or particular time or particular seconds of time. So that is the instantaneous rate of a reaction. Okay, so then we come to know, so in terms of reactants how can we learn, and in terms of products how can we learn. So just plot one graph. That is the x-axis and y-axis. In the x-axis, we can consider the time t in the seconds, and in the y-axis, we can consider concentration of the reactants. Okay. So here it is the T0, it is the T0, and then T1 and T2. So at T0, the concentration of reactants is R0. Concentration of reactants is R0. And then T0 to T1, the concentration of reactants falls down to R1. Concentration to R1. And then T1 to T2, the concentration of reactants falls down to R1 to R2. Okay. So this is the R1 to R2. This is the change in concentration of this T0 to T1 interval or T1 to T2 interval. You can consider this one. So we are considered here T1 to T2 interval. And then what is the time taken for this delta R concentration change? That the time is T2 minus T1, that is the delta T. It is the average rate of reaction, because T0 to T1, I said here, first it is the 200 seconds. T0 to T1, 200 seconds. Same manner, T0 to T1, if you are considered 200 seconds. T1 to T2 also 200 second difference. That is a 400 second minus 200 seconds. So in this condition, what we study, this is known as the average rate of a reaction. And then we can move to instantaneous rate of reaction. Instantaneous. So before that, so what is the formalization of R average? So here, average rate of reaction is the change in concentration of the reactants. That is R2 minus R1 with the time T2 minus T1. That is minus delta R divided by delta T. So in the previous topic we know, so what is the minus indicates? It is the decreasing concentration of reactants. But if you consider these minus R, what is the R means? You know, R2 minus R. That's it. So neglect this symbol, that is a minus totally. Okay, then you can get minus dr by dt. That is the R average rate of a reaction. Then we know instantaneous rate of a reaction. In this instantaneous rate of a reaction, the rate of a reaction studied particular interval or short period of a time. So I said so 600 seconds. So if you are considered the or 400 seconds, if you are considered like this, just so this is the T. This is the T. So what is the change occurs? So it is the dr, that is the y-axis concentration change, and it is the dt. So in this period, just in this time, in this short period of a time, we learn the rate of a reaction. In this second only we learn the rate of a reaction. Hence, it is known as the instantaneous rate of a reaction. In the R instant, delta T tends to 0. That means we said, so out of 200 seconds, if you are considered the 1 second only, 199 seconds is negligible. Hence, in the R instant, delta T tends to 0. Therefore, R instantaneous is equal to minus dr by dt. In most of the cases, we are going to learn instantaneous reaction instead of average rate of a reaction. So it is the rate of reaction in terms of reactants. Okay. Have any doubts? Just text me. In terms of product, you know, the concentration of products at T is equal to 0 is the 0, and then keep on increasing with the change in the time. Okay. At T1, it increases from 0 to this duration. That is the T1. So its concentration P1. In the same manner, at T2, it increases to here. Here, then we can say that is the P2, here P0. Okay, so it is the T2. So what is the changes? It is the delta T for the average rate of a reaction. Okay, T1 to T2, it is the fixed time. Okay, so then it can, that is the P1 to P2. What is the change? What is the concentration? We can mention delta P for the average rate of a reaction. So I said already, for instantaneous rate of a reaction we learn in short period of a time. So if you are consider like this, okay, so like this, then we can mention this one. Okay, so it is the delta T, it is the delta P, sorry, dt and dt. Then R average is equal to, you know, dP by dt plus dP by dt. R instant is equal to plus delta P, sorry, dP by dt. So this is equals to positive slope. Positive slope. Okay. So like this we can study average and instantaneous rate of a reaction in terms of reactants and products. So it is the in terms of products, because in this time T we will learn this formation of products, instantaneous rate of a reaction. Okay, so hence it is delta T by delta P looks like.